5:15.
Okay.
But 4's fine. 4:30 is fine.
Yeah, I can make it work.
You can make it work?
Yep.
Okay. You want to do 4 then? To give finance more time, or to, I don't know how long ours might take a little bit for this run. Let's just do
I'm not
Wednesday.
sure I could do much earlier than 4:30, honestly.
Okay. How about Wednesday, the 14th? That work?
4:30?
Yeah, 4:30 work?
Yep.
Okay,
4:30.
cool. I'll announce that then.
Anything else?
Dale, can you cover that for me?
14th?
Yes. I have regional planning at 5.
I will be happy to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Can you run the meeting for
Okay, it's 7 p.m. I'd like to call the Tiffin City Council meeting of Tuesday, September 6th, 2022 to order. Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilmember Perry.
Thank you. Please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
For thine is kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Perry.
Here.
Reisner.
Here.
Councilmember Spar.
Here.
Councilmember Thacker.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkins. Here. Councilmember Jones.
Present.
Councilmember Leopard.
Here.
Let the record show all 7 members of council are present. Minutes from August 15th, regular and committee of the whole meetings were distributed. Are there any questions, corrections, or deletions? Seeing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We are now under committee reports. Finance Committee, Councilmember Reisner.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Law and Community Planning, Councilman Leopard.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Materials and Equipment, Councilmember Jones.
No report at this time, Madam President.
Thank you. Personnel and Labor Relations, Councilmember Perry.
No report, but I would like to announce a meeting September 14th at 4:30 in the council chambers to discuss pay for city employees, as well as Chief Polly's request for talking about requirements for sergeants and any other business to come before the committee.
Thank you. Recreation and Public Property, Councilmember Wilkins.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Streets, Sidewalks, and Sewers, Councilmember Thacker.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Economic Development and Downtown Planning, Councilmember Spar.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. We're now under Committee of the Whole. Does anyone see the need for a Committee of the Whole meeting? Okay, seeing none, we are now under reports of the officers. Her Honor, Mayor Dawn Yanatuno.
Thank you, Madam President. We have several presentations this evening, and there's one I would like to start out with. But first of all, I'd like to say to Mike sitting out there that it's a pleasure to see you in the upright position. Thank you. So glad to see you. It's been a scary couple weeks for all of us worrying about you, so I'm glad to see you here. And so, Chief Chappell, if you'd like to take it away.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor and Council President Boyle, for allowing me to have a few minutes out of the meeting tonight. I did promise the mayor this morning at department head I would keep it brief. Apparently, I don't have the best track record when it comes to that. But I did, as my mom always says, I have two things that I'd like to tell you. The first thing is the announcement of a recent award, AFG award that we received through FEMA for the purchase of 2 RIT packs. For us, it's a rapid intervention team. And on the fire ground, in the event of a downed firefighter situation occurring, whether they become lost, disoriented, get low on air, if a ceiling collapses or a wall and they're now entrapped, we have a rapid intervention team that we will deploy to send in after them. And this grant money will allow for us to have 2 different style of RIT packs that have air cylinders as well as rope for using that as we drag the rope in behind us, and it's actually like a little path for us to follow back out. And it's got a lot of other equipment that is kind of specialized towards the needs that we would have in these types of situations. One of the RIT packs will be used more for residential type buildings, and then the others for larger, more commercial style buildings. So both pieces are similar yet still unique, and we're very excited to be able to get that. One of the perks of the AFG grant is that they will cover 95% of the expense, leaving only 5% for the city to encumber, which I'm able to do out of this year's budget. So the money that has been requested tonight through the ordinance will be for simply earmarking that money that FEMA will then reimburse us.
And that's why we're suspending that one this evening.
Yes, it seems as though if we wait more than about 4 minutes or so, then we find out that there's a price increase that happens with just about anything that police or fire buys anymore. So we know that the money's there. We figure if we can get started with it, making that purchase sooner than later, then it's going to be the best thing that we can do with the finances. So, all right. So next thing, and the real reason why we're all here tonight. So. Or at least all these firefighters behind me. On the morning of August 15th, we received a call for the city electrician being down. And that means we have 50-50 chances to who it is, and is it the guy we like or the guy we don't like?
Which category did he fall under?
No, we do love them both. They're awesome. They help us out with things around our stations all the time, so they're a great resource to the city. So that's one of those calls that you don't like to hear at all. And American Heart Association estimates that each year more than 356,000 out-of-hospital cardiac arrest events occur. And that is precisely what happened with Mike Shannon that morning. With really no warning or any precursor to it, he was just down on the ground. And the statistical odds of anybody recovering from that, sadly, is very small. Again, American Heart estimates only about 9% of those patients ever survive to hospital discharge, and only 7% of them actually have a good functional status. And Mike, I'm not going to make fun of you and say we debated what your good functional status was before all this, but no, I mean, so it's just everything needs to fall in place perfectly. And American Heart Association outlines their chain of survival. The first being early access. somebody calling 911. And Steve Klaus, our other city electrician, who we also love dearly, he was that person. He called 911 while he was still in the bucket, coming down from getting ready to work on the traffic signal. We had a citizen that stopped and actually started to perform CPR until we arrived at the scene. And that would be another link in the chain of survival. The next is early arrival of advanced life support. Here in the city of Tiffin, we're very blessed. Most people don't ever realize it until they actually need the service, but we're pretty darn good at what we do here. I will put our service in this city up against any other city in the country. The equipment we have, the training we have, and just the personnel that we have are just second to none. And really, I know that I personally appreciate them, even though I hope to never need their services. But to kind of put this into perspective, within 2.5 minutes from the time Steve picked up the phone and called 911, we had Deputy Chief Holman was on scene as a paramedic. Shortly thereafter, we had the engine arrive from the downtown station that brought 3 more personnel, and then the ambulance was coming all the way from the hospital. Now, of course, this isn't exactly how we normally would do these things. On an EMS call, normally the ambulance responds first. If it sounds like there's going to be a need for additional support, then the engine may follow. And then if it really sounds bad, either Deputy Chief or myself may go along. That's the scenario nobody wants to have because they don't like us being there. But within 2.5 minutes, we had 5 paramedics, which is the highest level of pre-hospital care, and 2 additional EMTs with, one with a lot of years of experience and the other still getting into the game. But yeah, we had some phenomenally trained personnel that were able to begin working on Mike. 17 minutes from the time we arrived on scene, we had full advanced life support procedures being performed, and he was at the hospital with life flight on the way. This just could not have really gone much better than what it did. And Mike is here today to kind of be our exhibit on that. So with that being said, I'd like to recognize a few people that were involved with this. And the first of which being Nancy Kaufman, who is the citizen that had stopped and performed CPR on Mike. Nancy, if you wouldn't mind going. Nancy, I'd like to present you with our Distinguished Citizen Award. This is for your work that morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So as I mentioned, our next chain in the link of survival, chain of survival, would be our other city electrician, Steve Klaus. And I would like to have Steve come up. I told him he could make a short speech. And Steve, we'd like to present you with this letter of appreciation on behalf of the members of the Tiffin Fire Rescue Division for your help in saving Mike.
Not to interrupt the picture taking, but in September, Fire Rescue also saved Steve, who had a similar event. So they're 2 for 2 with our electricians.
We appreciate their confidence in our skills. We just wish that they want to use it so much. Next, I would like to have from our police dispatch, Lainey French.
I got the hardest job of them all.
Lainey was the dispatcher that morning that helped to coordinate everything. And little backstory on that, she and Steve both thought they were being the rude one on the phone, and it wasn't until they talked afterwards that they realized that both of them were actually okay. So, so that's a big part of it. Without the actions of these people, it places a lot more difficulty on us. Time is obviously of the essence. And so with that being said, I would like to recognize, and I don't know if it's going to be easiest maybe, what do you think? Just have everybody kind of line up across here. Deputy Fire Chief Mike Homan. Lieutenant and Paramedic Andrew Brose. Firefighter Paramedic Keith Johnson. Firefighter EMT Lane McNeil. Captain Matthew Palmer. And firefighter paramedic Matt Gabauer. Additionally on that call, but unable to make it this evening, was Captain Mike Steyer. So there were 7 firefighters on that scene, all of which contributed to helping to make Mike a little bit better. Each one gets one. I'll hang on to that one.
Make me cry.
As I've been saying since I took this job, the Tiffin crew, the whole crew, is one big team and one big family. And Mike, everybody was so concerned that morning. Prayers were going everywhere. We are one big family, and we are so glad you're okay.
Thank you for everything. Sure do appreciate it.
You look wonderful.
Better than that morning, they said.
That's what I hear. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, all of you, for coming.
Yes.
And Nancy, thank you so much for being at the right place at the right time that morning. No, I'm too. We have another presentation, but I'll do a proclamation first while everybody settles and moves along. We have a proclamation for childhood cancer. And so, whereas childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in children, and whereas 1 in 285 children in the United States will be diagnosed by their 20th birthday, and approximately 40,000 children are on active treatment at any given time, and whereas 80% of childhood cancer patients are diagnosed late and with metastatic disease, and whereas on average there's been a 6% increase in incidence per year since the mid-1970s, resulting in an overall incidence increase of 24% over the past 40 years. And whereas 2/3 of childhood cancer patients will have chronic health conditions as a result of their treatment toxicity, with 1/4 being classified as severe to life-threatening. And whereas the National Cancer Institute recognizes the unique research needs of childhood cancer and the associated need for increased funding to carry this out, whereas hundreds of nonprofit organizations at the local and national level, including the American Childhood Cancer Organization, are helping children with cancer, and their families cope through educational, emotional, and financial support. And whereas researchers and healthcare professionals work diligently, dedicating their expertise to treat and cure children with cancer, and whereas too many children are affected by this deadly disease, and more must be done to raise awareness and find a cure. Therefore, be it resolved, I, Dawn M. Yanantuno, Mayor of the City of Tiffin, do hereby proclaim September 2022 in the City of Tiffin as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I encourage all Americans to observe Childhood Cancer Awareness Month and support this cause that so deeply impacts families in every community across our country. On the 6th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2022. Is anyone here from the?
I'll just real quick say a little bit about Connor. He was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, also known as ALL, which is the most common form of childhood cancer, on March 12th of 2021. We've spent 10 days inpatient. He's had 8 blood transfusions, 15 surgeries, 31 inpatient chemotherapy sessions, and countless chemo sessions at home. He, although it's the most common form of cancer, treatment takes 2 to 3 years. So we're still not out of the woods yet. We're hoping that he can ring the bell in summer of 2023. And until then, we appreciate all of you acknowledging, change starts with conversation. And we just want to make everyone aware that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month and to do more for our kids. So thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for bringing Connor in here this evening. He looks wonderful.
Yeah,
And
yep.
what a little trooper.
Yep, he is doing great. So he has more strength than us, I think, sometimes. So. Thank you all.
Thank you for coming in. Our third presentation is Destination Seneca County. He's here with us this evening, Mr. Riggs.
Madam President, Madam Mayor, members of council, you made Marissa cry, so I gotta go first, I guess. Hard act to follow, I guess, right? So I know Nick has a presentation for members of council. Is it up on the screen? It's not. There it goes. I asked and it's there. So I'm happy to provide a report today for Destination Seneca County. A lot going on. First, want to introduce my team. First, Deborah Arturana has been with the organization for 25 plus years. She's our seasoned vet, our fearless warrior, and a reality check often for us as we get very excited about anything we get to work with. And then second is Marissa Stevens, who does our marketing and stakeholder relations for the organization and has been with us for a little over a year. We recruited her back from Utah, so we're excited about that. Next slide. So I want to give you a little information about our funding sources. Up to last year, our primary funding source and only funding source was through the county commissioner's bed tax. And so in a pre-COVID year, that was around $150,000. We're pretty excited that we think that number is going to be significantly higher this year. And we were very excited last year to have the support of the city of Tiffin, former Mayor Mons and the administration for $25,000 in the budget, which disclaimer, we'll be asking for that again this year for this budget. And we've been working with Mayor Don and the administration on what that's going to look like. But I think the return on investment for those bed tax dollars is significant. Our big thing is obviously when folks stay in hotels and they sleep in those beds, they pay a tax that goes to, a portion of that tax goes to our organization. It's collected by Kathy Kaufman as well as the county auditor, who then distributes those funds to us. Next slide, Nick. I just want to give you an update regarding just bed tax altogether. Not the most exciting topic, but as you can see, the numbers are going up, which is great for us. This is actually the county bed tax, and so we've been fortunate the last 3 of the last 4 quarters. We've seen increase from bed tax from the county's level. Nick will show you the next slide. Will be the city bed tax, and we've seen also with that. Next slide, sorry. We've seen it with that. This last quarter was the highest bed tax we've ever collected, the city's ever collected in a quarter, and that number continues to increase. We imagine this will be the highest year for the city in bed tax collected. Also want to thank Director of Finance Kathy Kaufman for putting together this information for us so we could present it as well. Next slide. Really the 4 points, which I'm going to only cover relationships and leisure travel, and Marissa's going to talk about marketing and group travel in her presentation. Sorry, Nick, I keep on making you jump up and then take pictures. So the first point's relationships, again. I got you. Thanks. We're going to actually get us to Danny Perry to do. I got so really for us, when I started the organization, we came back to our roots of, establishing those relationships and strengthening those with the leadership of the county commissioners. I was advised that we started a tourism council before it was a chamber board, helped oversee those tourism dollars. But really for us, the chamber board sees the bigger picture, and we wanted folks that were in the weeds. So we obviously have Paul Kaufman from the Vast Museum was here, Ritz Theater, Michael Strong is our chair, Denise Bell, Seneca Cameron is a vice chair. We have a representative, the mayor sits on it, on that as well, and a representative from the county commissioners. So again, transparency in dollars and really realizing where those dollars are spent. And the second is our strategic planning. It's the first time in more than 20 years the chamber and the destination Seneca County went through a strategic planning process. And so for us, it's important to bring all our stakeholders together, understand how we work with the Tiffin Seneca Economic Partnership, understand how destination Seneca County worked within the chamber brand, and so really bringing our folks to the table and having those discussions, I think was really important this past year. Next slide. And the next thing is telling the story of our community and building those relationships with our community. Might be through, during the COVID times. I remember attending a virtual council meeting where they talking about Dora, who's going to fund the Dora cups. I text City Administrator Thornton and said, hey, we'll step up and purchase those cups. We've continued to purchase those cups, so there's no cost to our businesses as well as the folks that visit our community, whether it be the bicentennial parade that we'll be facilitating in the next couple of weeks, the Halloween parade. I know when it got announced it was canceled, we kind of stepped up and took the charge, and then really representing our community and being the biggest advocate for our community, and that's telling the stories of folks like George down at Cabin Creations, and really how he works and plays a part in tourism is really important. Next slide. And the town and gown relationship, I've said before that I'm a graduate of both universities, and so how do we strengthen that relationship as the parents and the grandparents and those folks that come to our community. So we put up those flags for homecoming, for welcome back weekend, for graduation. So I think for us it's a sign that you're welcome here. And so if you're looking for a quick 500 calorie burn, you can go put up all these flags and take them back down. But it's been really fun for us. I think it does send a message to our community that we're inviting and that you are welcome here. And then also with the banners on the City of Tiffin welcome signs, I want to thank the administration for allowing us to do that and kind of put our personalized touch on that. Next slide. The other thing is being very active in the industry. So obviously what the impact we have locally is awesome, but if we're able to work with others and really sell our message. So for example, Marissa and I attended the Ohio Tourism Day for the first time in our organization history and passed out information about what's going on. Very involved in the Ohio Travel Association, which actually just found out today that we're a finalist for a statewide award. Again, first time we've ever been a finalist for a statewide award for one of our initiatives. We don't know what it is, but we're going to find out in October. So again, it's participating more on a statewide level. Marissa and I, Marissa's going to be the graduate of the Ohio Tourism Academy this October, and I graduated last October as well. And so just being more, involved in our local community. I know Councilmember Perry, we had a group in from Northwest Ohio a couple months ago, and so really telling our story and allowing us to, to work with our partners to tell that story better. Next slide. leisure travel. So there's really two parts of travel we focus on. Leisure travel, which is, you know, you give folks the information, they go on their own time and they go explore. And then Marissa's going to touch on group travel, where you put together an itinerary for folks in a little more focused. One of the things that we kind of thought to ourselves is, in our community, we're fortunate that we have 3 breweries in Seneca County, and you think that might not be a lot, but a lot of counties around us don't have that many. We have 4th on its way. So earlier this year, actually April 1st, we launched the brewery tour, and so far today we've had 113 completes, over 3,000 miles traveled to Seneca County to complete that, and over $4,000. So we track, they just support locally, so they visit every brewery in our community, and then they have to also turn in a receipt showing that they supported a local business while they're here. And so this is the minimum spend they had while they're here. We don't track all the things that they do along the way, but that's just the minimum spend. Next slide. Geocaching, that's one thing that Marissa and I didn't know, or Deb knew nothing about geocaching, but it's been something that's really taken off. We actually have the only trail in Northwest Ohio. Again, finding niche opportunities. We have Geocaching Anonymous, which is a group in our community that said, hey, we want to do this. So we were happy to help support them and fund that. So far today, we have 162 completes and over about 20,000 miles to Seneca County to complete that. For us, it's kind of cool because in tourism, we don't often get to see what people do while they're in our community, but they have an app and they track everything they do. They take selfies every place they stop. Hey, I did this. Hey, I did this. Hey, I did this. And then these folks travel from all over the place. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And with the geocaching, we were excited that we were actually selected to host the Geoclash Festival in 2023. Again, we went from doing nothing in 2021 to doing something at the end of 2021, and then hosting the statewide festival for this upcoming year. We'll have about 500 geocachers in our community next year, actually hosted at the East Grand Amphitheater from Wednesday through a Sunday. So we know that's going to obviously guarantee us hotel stays and other things like that. We work with our hoteliers to ensure that that was their non-busy weekend. For example, like Welcome Back weekend, Alumni weekend, et cetera. And on the top right is actually Robert, who's our furthest traveled geocacher. He actually traveled from Poland to Seneca County, which is pretty cool. And we met him at the Geoclash Festival where we got to announce that. So we're gearing up with the organizers to make sure that's a success, but they hide geocache. The big thing is, I think it's kind of cool, is they hide caches throughout the entire community. They group in different region teams, and then they actually compete all week to see who can get the most. So we'll work with, obviously, businesses here locally to ensure that our visitors get to explore every bit of Tiffin and Seneca County. Next slide. Next, we're going to turn over to Marissa, who's going to cover marketing.
Thanks, Bryce. And I think I've cleared the tears out of my contacts now. So thanks for going first. And thank you, Council, for having us, like Bryce mentioned. So I'll cover marketing. So prior to Bryce coming into the role, a lot of people didn't even know what Seneca County was, or let alone the people that lived here were unaware that we had a visitors bureau or what destination Seneca County represented. So we really tried to take our marketing efforts and push them and see what we could do to really build up that brand, and then also not only attract people, but also serve as a resource for the residents living in Tiffin and Seneca County to see that they can explore right here in their backyard, and hopefully they'll stay here and their dollars will stay here as well. So for marketing, we'll start with some quantitative results. So a big thing that we look at is our social media. So I'm sure that if you get on Facebook, you usually see either a post from Destination Seneca County or the Chamber pop up. We try to be very regular with it. So our Facebook reach so far this year, we're over 1.5 million. And that means that people, it's going across the screens, are seeing it, they're being able to see that brand and that name recognition. This is an 8.14% increase versus that same time frame of last year. So we're excited to see that. When we first started really focusing on marketing efforts, it was 0 to 100, but we're still continuing to grow even after we got to that 100 mark. And then our weekly page reach, so being able to be consistent, especially if anybody's ever dealt with a Facebook or Instagram algorithm, is that you know that sometimes your views are up and down. So we try to be consistent with that. So our weekly page reach is around 24,000, and that's up 25.4% if you look at it average compared to the previous weeks. And then our Instagram reach, we're looking to build across all social platforms. So over 14,000 for that reach. And again, a 2% increase versus June to August of 2021. So still being able to see those numbers go up. And then our website, which also includes our content creation. So we always say that we want to be content creators, not just content sharers, is that we don't want to just share other people's events on Facebook. We really want to be able to tell the story and be able to show why Seneca County and Tiffin are different than other places that you could choose to go. So far this year, we have written 57 blogs varying from just a press release about an event that is going on all the way to telling the story of a local destination in town, which we'll touch on a little bit. And this is a 9.6% increase versus the time frame last year. And then website visits, and we'll talk a little bit about our new website though, but we're over 65,000. And this is a 22, almost 23% increase as well. So we know that part of tourism is about making sure every point of the experience is as easy and as seamless as possible. And one thing that we recognized as a pain point is that the Destination Seneca County website was outdated. And when you went there, it didn't feel like it was a destination. It felt more like you were, I don't know, paying tuition or something, not like it was just not a fun website. And so we were able to sit down with our local website designer and really talk through what we wanted to see and what we wanted to provide people going to the website. So we improved the experience by not only with the look, but with the different features available and how people could have access to the Visitors Bureau. And so we also have a 24/7 chat box that it pops up and you can ask questions, and then we get a notification and we're able to respond back to those, whether it's that they're lost or they're looking for something to eat or they need information about the parade, whatever it might be. We really want to make sure that we're that resource and that one-stop shop of information for them too. In addition to the website came an overhaul on the community calendar. So once upon a time, there used to be a chamber calendar and then also a Destination Seneca County calendar. And we decided to merge those because we want to see who, no matter who's looking at the calendar, if you're a business owner, if you're a visitor, if you're a resident, if you're looking for something downtown, if you have a family, if you want something live music, whatever it might be, we want to give you the option to be able to find that. So we have our community calendar that list out all the events across Seneca County, and then you're also able to filter them and sort them. And then we work closely with our different destination partners, organizations throughout the town and the county to make sure those events are being submitted to the calendar to keep it up to date as possible. And with that, so not only do we have our website, but we also will have our physical visitors guide. So the last visitors guide that went out was a 2-year guide to get us back on our feet of being able to distribute that and to make sure that it was good and everybody was pleased with it. This year we'll go back on to an annual basis starting in 2023. So it's a larger guide. We hand deliver them to 85 plus different local locations, and we have a wagon this year versus a mail cart, which we're very excited about that efficiency process. We also use a third party to put them at different turnpike spots, and then it has a full-size county map, and then also it's available online where you can actually flip through it like you're flipping through the actual book itself. But these will go out to all the different destinations, the local businesses, they'll be in City Hall, and then we've made sure we've gone through and updated those with up-to-date photography, the correct listings, and really showing the faces and the feelings that you can have once you're in Seneca County. So that's been a big project for us, and we're excited to see that. And we actually took over the ad sales this year, and those are going extremely well. So we're happy to see that people know that Seneca County, and if it has that name on it or Tiffin's name on it, that they're going to get seen by the right people. And then also with marketing is not only Destination Seneca County doesn't host events, but we promote the events that are already happening. And that is really what our purpose is, to be there for people. So promoting our partners is anything going on within Tiffin or the surrounding areas. We want to make sure people know about it and make sure that their journey and experience and whatever they have put hard work into is being shared. So it's writing blogs about Third Thursdays, it's creating graphics for maybe the Seneca County Museum or the fair that's going on, it's sharing the season for the Ritz Theater, whatever it might be. We want to take those and make sure that they're being promoted as much as possible. Along with that, as I mentioned before, with the blogs, we're really sharing the journey of what Tiffin and Seneca County has come to be. If you think back 10 years of what there was to offer, that list was much shorter than it is now. And so we've worked really hard on being able to tell the story of the people that make Tiffin what it is. And so, for example, we've written blogs about the Punyan Project, the Ritz Theater, Seneca Caverns. We're working on one about Ralph's Joy of Living. Those different really key parts of our community that we can share the story about and evoke an emotion in someone to read it and say, this is what I can expect to go there, but also people who have already been there, they get to relive that experience as well. And then capturing the moments, thank you to Councilmember Wilkins for always letting me take pictures of her children and I don't have to ask anymore. So always a very good model, but making sure that our team is present at these different community events, because the best way to tell the story is to be able to live it yourself. And so if we're able to be there and be able to capture those moments that are happening and show them, then that's gonna get somebody else out to be able to tell the story for themselves the next time. And I always joke that when people see me with my camera and they ask what I'm doing, I say I'm taking pictures of people who don't want their pictures taken. So I've gotten very sneaky of hiding where I need to be. And then again, telling that story. So following up, one big thing that we always do is an in case you missed it. And so with events that happen within our community, like I said, whether it's a third Thursday, whether it's a Tiffin Bicentennial event, if it's someone coming into town for a speaker series, whatever it might be, is that we capture those moments and then we follow up and say, this is what happened. That way they can look forward to the next year, but also give them guidance on if this event looks interesting to them, where they can go to attend the next one. And then also telling the story of our visitors, because at the end of the day, we are a visitors bureau. And so being able to interact with those people that come into our office or we run into on the side of the street, it's being able to talk to them and hear their story and understand why they're here. And then they'll be able to feel that hospitality that we have and then go on and share it with their friends as well. And then marketing and partnerships, obviously everything that we do, like Bryce mentioned, in relationships, we don't do alone. And so with the city of Tiffin specifically, we've been able to partner in a lot of different ways. So you'll see the downtown Tiffin kiosk that is downtown and then both on university campuses that we've been able to go in together on, and the downtown Tiffin maps that are handed out as well. We worked with the Boat Art Productions and the City of Tiffin photo shoot, and then also the highlight video of the downtown Tiffin birthday party to be able to share that story and to be able to make sure we have really great images of our city to represent that. And then another big piece is the bicentennial. So Destination Seneca County, we've tried to have a big part in the Tiffin bicentennial. It only happens once in 200 years. And so we're excited to do that, help in any way from posting and helping share things that are happening with the bicentennial to hosting the webpage on our website to carrying Josiah Hedges to a different location once a week. We've given up on putting the seats down. We just let his head hang out the window now. So if anybody sees that, please drive by carefully. So again, that's just, we want to make sure that we're an organization that's not only an information source and a resource, but a leader in the community that anybody can go to and know that we're able to step up and be able to make that partnership happen and things to be successful. And then as Bryce mentioned, so the other half of travel that we focus on is group travel. So picture bus tours in large groups coming in that contact us and they want to come to our community, or we recruit them to our community and for them to spend the day here, sometimes overnight as well. So if you want to go ahead and go to the next slide. So we want to share Seneca County and Tiffin with the masses. So before, bus traffic was very down in the most recent years. And so we've had 5 groups in 2022 that have been completed, which is a 500% increase compared to last year. So we're excited about that, but we're really putting our name out there and getting out there. When our last bus tour was in town, she just raved the fact that we did the work for her and that all she had to do was show up and everything was taken care of, all the way down to the parking spaces in front of the businesses were blocked off, that which we were thankful that the city was able to help with that too. So repeat customers and lots of great reviews. We have someone who went 40 minutes out of their way to come here because we said, this is going to be great. We promise you're going to love it. And they're already going to come back next year on that same trip as a stopover stop. So we have additional leads and plans for 2023. The shows that we've attended this year usually show up in business the following year. And these ones we've been able to really convince these tour operators to get us in on the schedule in 2022. And a lot of people might ask, why is tourism important and why does it matter? And so this was our most recent bus tour, but this is pretty representative of what we're seeing in the tours that are coming into town. So for a group of 38 people that came, they came from the Akron area. They're just a local AARP group and they plan different things. She usually goes out of state and does overnight trips, but recently has been trying to stay in Ohio more. So we connected with her at the Heartland Travel Show, and we actually got to celebrate Jim, one of their oldest travelers' 94th birthday. So we got him this t-shirt and got him some cupcakes and things, and really, like I said, really making that experience memorable and making sure that they feel every point of the experience is intentional and important to them. So their activities and food that they paid for was over $2,500, so that's prepaid. And then additional spend once they were in our community is almost $2,000. So that's an economic impact that $4,500 almost went back into the local Tiffin community because of these travelers. And that's just what we're able to track as well. So that's about $117 per person. If you ever see a visitor walking around, you can have that number hanging above their head. And then how we're getting these leads is that we are attending more travel shows and creating those relationships across the travel industry as well. So Bryce and I in February went to the Heartland Travel Showcase in Cleveland. I attended the TAP conference in Branson, Missouri as well and got leads there. We actually presented as a group, so relying on those partnerships and relationships within our industry. And then we have a few one-day ones coming up as well within Ohio. So one is in October, and that is down in Columbus, and then there is another one in the Cleveland area too that we'll be attending. So being able to put our name out there and put us on the map as well, saying that these people know what they're doing, and not only is it easy for us to go there, but they have really great things within their community. And that is all we have. We cannot thank you enough for allowing us to present today of all the things that we've done in the last year. We hope that this shows what the money that has been allocated towards us has been able to do, and hope that in the future that we can renew that contract and continue to push Tiffin and Seneca County forward in the tourism industry, but also as a whole. So we are open for any questions.
Does anyone have questions from council?
I got one. Not a question, more just a comment. I absolutely love this. This is awesome. Much needed for Seneca County. You guys are just killing it. Keep it up. I mean, that's just bringing people to town that never would have came to Tiffin ever. I mean, especially 3-4 years ago. So just it's very exciting to see, you know, and it's happened pretty quick too over the last few years. So just keep it up.
Thank you.
Is it because we put you on a billboard?
Yeah, people do. People ask me all the time, like, how much you pay for that billboard on 53? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to go out there and see it myself. So.
The one thing I've been amazed at as I've been attending your meetings and TSEP meetings is all the conversation about the full motels. It's just not something you really think about. And to hear that you could use more was just really amazing to me.
It's like a problem when we're talking about being sold out during the week. I think I was, at one time we expected, obviously weekends, those kind of things, but when I'm talking to Holiday and Hampton and others, and they're saying, hey, we're sold out during the week, that's obviously a good sign for our community. I think obviously that conversation of looking at other spaces is good, so we're excited about the Gibson Hotel project downtown and what that's going to do. Again, people are looking for unique stays, so that might be your Airbnbs, your Verbos, your other experiences, but we're really excited about our community trying to find creative ways to find the solution to that.
Well, I know you're really concerned about the eclipse next spring.
Yeah, Marissa's working on it, so I've already turned down a couple of her themes, so she's a good theme person.
Total eclipse of the heart is dead, everyone.
Oh.
Not pass.
Can we vote on it?
Yeah.
Lastly, I just want to repeat,
2 years.
I want to thank council for, their investment to our organization. I think, one thing is, funds are great, but the passion side of things is kind of what I think we add to the table is that we're all extremely passionate about Tiffin and Seneca County, and having those funds and trying to be creative allows us to be successful. And so we're working on a few more partnerships with TMAC and a few other organizations to ensure that we're all successful. And I think if we can all work together to continue this momentum and get more travelers here and allow our folks in our backyard to understand what's going on, it's important.
It's showing big time in your membership also. Your membership has grown leaps and bounds just in the last few years too. So you're doing a tremendous job and we appreciate that.
I'm actually curious about the 24/7 chat. So is that like an automated situation, or do you personally reply, or how does that work?
Yeah, so you can set hours on it. We have it open all the time. And then when they chat in, it's a bot that replies back and says, give us your email. That way, that's also then creating lead generation for us to add to be able to email people that are visiting our site later. But then we get an email and a notification on our phone, and then once we see it, we reply back. So we're the people that check their emails probably more than they should, but usually we can reply back to people within, if it's not 5 minutes, it's within an hour or so.
Yeah. How often is that used? Like what would you say are the numbers on that, or do you have numbers on it?
I would say it's pretty regularly. I don't have numbers on it right now, but I would say you'd be surprised how many folks that don't have social media. For example, the last bus tour we had in, Marissa takes photos throughout the day, and we said, hey, check Facebook tomorrow morning for the pictures. And how many people we had said, we don't use Facebook. A lot of folks do. So the bot function for us was a mechanism for folks that didn't have Facebook to message us. And so it's kind of the added piece. I would say on regular, we get, since we've created probably 50 messages or so, and we just added it a couple months ago. So get some good use out of it, but the legitimate questions, and like Marissa said, we're usually within probably 15, 20 minutes of it.
My favorite chat that I got was just a woman who said she just moved to the area. She wanted to know when trick or treat was, and so I was able to let her know, and then we had a full conversation about other things that her and her son could do and walk through the community calendar and things like that. So that's being able to connect with people that they don't have to sit there and pick up the phone and ask a question that they might not know that they have yet.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming. No, I know it's already been a long evening, so I will try to plow through this stuff really quickly. As they mentioned, trick-or-treating, just a reminder that it's Sunday the 30th from 3 to 5 p.m. in the city of Tiffin. And there's a lot of upcoming dates to remember. And so Sept Main Street event is this Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Chandelier. The farmers market continues to be every Saturday from 9 to 1 p.m. The flea market will be this weekend, the 10th and 11th at the Seneca County Fairgrounds. The cross-country carnival is this Saturday at Hedges Boyer Park. I will be doing a proclamation for Shelby Schroth at Oakley Park on the 10th. Her mom is holding a memorial walk for her. She passed away October 2nd, 2021, after fighting pancreatic cell carcinoma for 9 months, and she was only 12. And so, just honored to be there Saturday. A memorial service will be held on Sunday the 11th at 8:46 a.m. at the 9/11 All Patriots Memorial at Water Street and North Washington Street. I've been asked to speak there. Safety Week is being held again this year from September 12th to the 16th. The Tiffin Area Safety Council is the main sponsor of this event, as well as Subway of Tiffin. It will be held at the Tiffin City School Lincoln Pre-K building. It is manned by the Tiffin Police Department, the Tiffin Fire Department, the Kiwanis Club of Seneca County, and usually over 100 parent volunteers to work with almost 1,000 students in grades K through 3 at Tiffin City Schools and Calvert Catholic. Ribbon cutting will be held at Hedges Boyer Inclusive Park on Thursday, September 29th. We backed it up a few weeks at 3:30 p.m. The Pizza Palooza, am I calling it the right thing? Is this Pizza Party? Excuse me. I knew it had changed.
That's what I heard.
Okay, that will be the 15th from 5:30 to 8:30 in downtown Tiffin. You need to buy your tickets to purchase the pizza. The Heritage Festival is next weekend, the 16th through the 18th. I will have a proclamation to kick them off Friday morning. In the parade Saturday morning at 10:30, tapping a keg of beer at the German Heritage Block in the Elks parking lot at noon. and doing a proclamation. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to need help. And doing a proclamation from United Way on Saturday afternoon at 12:30 at the East Green. So it's going to be a really busy day for me that day.
Sounds like it.
And then getting close to that time of year to present the annual budget to City Council, probably at our next council meeting or so. We will need to start trying to set dates in November to go over the budget with all of you. And that concludes my report.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on. Any questions for the mayor? Councilman Perry.
What time they tapping the keg?
Noon.
Noon, okay, got it.
Are you going to come assist me?
I circled it, so.
I have no idea how to do it.
I'll help you, Mayor.
Yes, Councilman.
What time is the ribbon cutting for the park that got bumped back to the 29th?
3:30.
3:30? Okay.
Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. I just had a question on the logs and the buildup on the bridges on Perry Street and Washington Street. Reason I'm asking, I happen to be down on Frost Parkway, and I thought I heard a chainsaw down in the river area, and I said to myself, that cannot be, and I walked over there, and there were 3, I anticipate, they were city employees cutting up logs, flopping them over, et cetera, onto Fremont, which is fine with me. And I lose track of time, either a year ago, 15 months ago, Councilmember Perry asked about the same thing, that someone must have asked him about that being an eyesore. I forget the mayor at that time's response, but it was, no, we're not going to touch that. I don't know if it was a danger, so I guess my question is, what's the difference today than the last time Councilman Perry asked about removing those logs?
I don't really think there's any difference. It's just Public Works, when they have time, will go down there when it's safe and try to do what they can to help.
Oh, okay. All right.
We can't touch the train thing, though, so we can do the bridges, but we can't mess with the train.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see some stuff maybe building up there.
Any other questions for the mayor? Okay. And you said that concludes your report?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Clerk of Council, Ann Forrest.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. Director of Finance, Kathy Kaufman.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. And Director of Law, Brent T. Howard.
No report, Madam President.
Thank you. We are now under written communications.
Thank you. We have Mayor's request for legislation, number 22-32, long-term control plan, EQ Basin Project.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-32 will be referred to the Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation, number 22-33, long-term control plan, Main Interceptor Project.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-33 will be referred to the Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation, number 22-34, long-term control plan, Benner Street Interceptor Project.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-34 will be referred to the Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation, number 22-35, long-term control plan, inflow reduction, CSO Basin 9, 10, 11, 12, and 15 project.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-35 will be referred to the Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-36, EPA mandated long-term control plan.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-36 will be referred to the Street, Sidewalks, and Sewers Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-37, appointment to Fair Housing Project, Nancy Bailey.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-37 will be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
And then I have 3 additional requests from the mayor. Number 22-38, appointment to the Sewer Review Board of Scott Daniel.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-38 will be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-39, appointment to the Sewer Review Board of Jeff Kuhn.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-39 will be referred to the Personnel and Labor Relations Committee.
And last, mayor's request for legislation number 22-40, extension of contract with Rumpke Consolidated Companies Incorporated.
Mayor's request for legislation number 22-40 will be referred to the Law and Community Planning Committee.
And then Finance Director's request for legislation Number F22-35, to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate additional funds into the court contractual obligations budget.
Finance Director's request for legislation F22-35 has been prepared for tonight's meeting as Ordinance 22-75.
Finance Director's request for legislation, number F22-36, to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate funds in the combined sewer engineering services expense line.
Finance Director's request for legislation F22-36 has been prepared tonight as Ordinance 22-76.
Finance Director's request for legislation, number F22-37, to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 in order to allow for additional funds to be appropriated in the budget for the Indigent Drivers Alcohol Treatment Fund and approve the transfer of $60,000 to the Municipal Court Probation Fund.
Finance Director's request for legislation F22-37 has been prepared tonight as Ordinance 22-78.
Finance Director's request for legislation, number F22-38, to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate funds into the Fire FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant budget.
Finance Director's request for legislation F22-38 has been prepared tonight as Ordinance 22-77.
Finance Director's request for legislation, number F22-39, to amend the 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate funds into the street and park budgets.
Finance Director's request for legislation F22-39 has been prepared for tonight as Ordinance 22-79.
And that concludes the written communications.
Thank you. We are now under oral communications. Anyone wishing to address council may step to the podium, sign in, and direct their questions to myself. Okay, seeing none, we are now under motions. Are there any motions this evening? Seeing none, we are now under resolutions and ordinances.
Resolution number 22-22, introduced by Steve Leopard. Resolution authorizing the mayor to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission, OPWC, revolving loan program for street resurfacing in 2023 to execute contracts as required and declaring an emergency.
This is the third reading of Resolution 22-22. Councilman Leopard.
Thank you, Madam President. I would ask for passage, resolution number 22-22.
There's a motion for passage for Resolution 22-22. Is there a second? Councilman Spar. Thank you.
second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will first vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
And Perry. I'm sorry,
Yes.
and Leopard.
Forgot Councilman Jones.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, this is what happens when you go through
You're
the
fine.
list. Okay, I'll go back. Councilman Jones.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Perry.
I miss hearing your voice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Resolution 22-22 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Resolution number 22-26, introduced by Steve Leopard. Resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and declaring an emergency.
This is the second reading of Resolution 22-26.
Resolution number 22-27, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's appointment of Troy T.J. McKee to serve a term on the Seneca Metropolitan Housing Authority from the effective date of this resolution until December 31st, 2027.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-27. Councilman Perry.
I'd like to ask for passage of resolution 22-27.
There's a motion to pass Resolution 22-27. Is there a second? Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to second the motion, Madam President.
There is a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will, I'll ask the clerk to call the vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Resolution 22-27 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Resolution number 22-28, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's appointment of Mickey King to serve a term on the Planning Commission from the effective date of this resolution until December 31st, 2025.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-28. Councilman Perry.
Yeah, I'd like to ask for passage of Resolution 22-28.
There's a motion for passage of Resolution 22-28. Is there a second? Councilwoman Wilkins.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Resolution 22-28 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Resolution number 22-29, introduced by Daniel Perry. Resolution approving mayor's appointment of Joanne King to serve a term on the Investment Advisory Committee from the effective date of this resolution until December 31st, 2025.
This is the first reading of Resolution 22-29. Councilman Perry.
Thank you. I'd like to ask for passage of Resolution 22-29.
There's a motion to pass Resolution 22-29. Is there a second? Councilmember Wilkins.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Resolution 22-29 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-70, introduced by Steve Leopard. Ordinance amending 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $500 into the council professional services budget.
This is the third reading of Ordinance 22-70. Councilman Leopard.
Thank you, Madam President. I would ask for passage of ordinance number 22-70.
There's a motion for passage of Ordinance 22-70. Is there a second? Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to second the motion, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-70 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-75, introduced by Kevin Reisner. Ordinance amending 2022 Budget Ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $26,182.14 into the court contractual obligations budget.
This is the first reading of Ordinance 22-75. Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to ask for passage, a motion to passage of 2275. Also suspending the three-reading rule of City Council.
There's a motion for suspension of the three-reading rule and passage of Ordinance 22-75. Is there a second? Councilmember Wilkins.
Second that.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. This $26,100 rounded down, that's just a portion of what we owe the state for the judges for the last 8 months. It's not a total one-time price.
I had a note of transferring funds for the court, but
Kathy, do you want to catch that?
Yeah, it's from July 1st of 21 through June 30th of 2022. And it's for the assigned judges that we've had.
That was 11 months? What dates again, please?
It says July 1st, 2021 through June 30th of 2022.
12 months.
The one full year.
And it's only costing us $26,000? That's a pretty good deal.
yes, I'm sorry.
Thinking.
The explanation, though, is that the municipal court judges are paid by a local share, and then also there is a state share. This is the local share.
Thank you, sir. That explains it.
And this just moves money from personnel wages to contractual services. So it's the same amount, it's just moved in the budget to pay for the bill that we received from the Supreme Court for the visiting judges.
Any other questions or discussion? Thank you. Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-75 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-76, ordinance amending 2022 budget ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $100,000 into the combined sewer engineering services expense line.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-76. Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to motion for passage of ordinance 2276 and also suspending city council's 3 reading rule.
There is a motion for passage of ordinance 22-76 and suspension of council's 3 reading rule. Is there a second? Councilman Leopard.
I'll second the motion, Madam President.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. It might be me, but we're spending $100,000 on Basin 24 and 30. Now, maybe there's no engineers in the room. Where in Tiffin, Ohio is Basin 24? And where is Basin 30? I'd just like to know where we're spending our money, and I'm thinking the public may be curious also. If there's no answer, we can get an answer for the next meeting, I guess.
Yes, Director of Finance.
Charlotte and Front Street area is what the engineer told me.
And I believe Schoenhardt as well,
Yes.
Okay,
those areas.
thank you.
Is there any other questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
The suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-76 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-77, introduced by Kevin Reisner. Ordinance amending 2022 budget ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $7,690.47 into the Fire FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant Fund to purchase 2 rapid intervention team air packs.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-77. Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance 22-77 and also to suspend city council's 3 reading rule.
There is a motion for passage of ordinance 22-77 and a suspension of council's 3 reading rule. Is there a second? Councilwoman Thacker.
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We'll now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry.
Yes.
Reisner.
Yes.
Spar.
Yes.
Thacker.
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-77 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-78, introduced by Kevin Reisner. Ordinance amending budget ordinance 21-105 to transfer $60,000 from the Indigent Drivers Alcohol Treatment Fund to the Municipal Court Probation Services Fund.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-78. Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance 22-78 and also to suspend the city council 3 reading rule.
There is a motion for passage of ordinance 22-78 and a suspension of council's 3 reading rule. Is there a second? Councilman Perry.
Yeah, second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilman Perry.
I would just like to ask a question just for clarification on the reason for it being transferred. I understand there's a surplus, but just the reason why it transferred out and into this new account.
Well, you can probably answer it better than I can.
Director.
Yeah, I can explain. There's a revised code section that talks about the uses of the Indigent Drivers Alcohol Treatment Fund. And what it says is it lays out a procedure that when the municipal court judge finds that there's a surplus in that fund, then he must consult with the local Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, which he did, and we have a letter to that effect. And this is something that has been done in the past every couple of years when there's an accumulation of funds. And this allows the funds then to be kind of repurposed into a separate fund in the city budget for particular purposes. And in this case, as it said, for alcohol and drug abuse assessment and treatment. So through the probation fund, the money will be used for that purpose. All this is laid out in the revised code about how the money can use and the process that the judge followed.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-78 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-79, introduced by Kevin Reisner. Ordinance amending 2022 budget ordinance 21-105 to appropriate $4,245.50 into the street department budget for traffic lights and $4,528.68 into the park department budget for constructions.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-79. Councilman Reisner.
I'd like to ask for passage of ordinance 22-79 and suspend city council's three reading rule.
There is a motion for passage of ordinance 22-79 and suspension of council's three reading rule. Is there a second? Councilwoman Thacker.
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Perry.
Just a curiosity question. It said for a damaged pole at the park. Was this at Hedges Boyer, or was there like an accident out there? Or?
There was an accident, and that we were, through insurance, repaid for the damage.
I saw that. I just was curious whereabouts it took place. So.
Yeah, it was out in Hedges Boyer.
Okay.
No, wait, I'm wrong on that, I think.
The Parks poll was.
It was the Parks pool, and then there was another one
There was another one that the
near
street
Heidelberg
department paid for.
campus. Yeah.
Do we know who did it, or did their insurance take care of it, or our insurance? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
They reimbursed us for our costs.
All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-79 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Ordinance number 22-80, introduced by Steve Leopard. Ordinance authorizing the chief of police to execute an agreement for mutual aid with the Fostoria Police Division, Fostoria Fire Department, and Seneca County Sheriff's Office for certain law enforcement purposes and declaring an emergency.
This is the first reading of ordinance 22-80. Councilman Leopard.
Thank you, Madam President. I would ask for passage of ordinance number 22-80 and suspension of city council's three reading rule.
Thank you. There is a motion for passage of ordinance 22-80 and suspension of council's three reading rule. Is there a second, Councilman Perry?
Yeah, I'll second, Madam President.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Jones. Oh, I'm sorry, Perry.
Ouch. Just a more comment. Sorry. Ouch. Sorry, Councilman Jones. Just kidding. More just a comment. I think it's awesome that to see these forces all come together and collaborate, and it just shows how far all these certain entities have come, and it's really it's a great thing when a lot of minds are thinking the right way and they're on the same track. So I think this is awesome.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will first vote on the suspension.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Suspension passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the emergency.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Emergency passes with a vote of 7-0. We will now vote on the passage.
Councilmember Perry?
Yes.
Reisner?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Thacker?
Yes.
Wilkins?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Leopard.
Yes.
Ordinance 22-80 passes with a vote of 7-0.
And that concludes the legislation, Madam President.
Okay, thank you. We are now under other business. Is there anything else to come before council this evening? Councilman Leopard, we'll start with you.
Thank you. I have two items. First off, I would encourage our 4 new city council members to contact the city engineer to see if you can obtain a long-term control plan for sewers. Probably come in helpful to new members of the Street, Sidewalk, and Sewer Committee.
Great advice.
And I'd like to schedule a lawn community planning meeting. How about 6 o'clock prior to our next city council meeting on the 19th to discuss mayor's request for legislation 2240, contract with Rumpke. Does that work for Ken and Vicky? I'm sorry. Vicky and Dan.
I'm on every single committee, I think.
You're welcome. You need the practice.
Okay.
Madam President, before our next meeting, about 6, you said?
Yes.
I should be able to make that work.
Okay, I'd like to schedule a lawn community planning committee meeting for Monday, September 19th at 6 p.m. in City Council chambers for the purpose of discussing request for legislation 2240, extension of contract with Rumpke. And Dale, I forgot to ask if that's okay with you.
Actually, I'm on vacation that week. I'll be up in Traverse City. I could call into the meeting if that would be acceptable.
Yes, that would work fine with me.
Be happy to do that.
Okay, thank you. I'll give you, just call in on my phone.
All right, I have the number.
Yep. Thank you.
Councilman Reisner.
Like to announce a finance committee meeting, Tiffin City Council chambers, for the purpose of mayor's request for legislation 2219, the grant through H2 Ohio, and any other business, 5:15 p.m., September 13th, Tuesday.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Thacker.
Yes, I'd like to announce a street sidewalk sewer meeting for September 12th, 2022 at 5:15 in council chambers for the purpose of mayor's request for legislation 22-32, 22-33, 22-34, 22-35, 22-36, and any other business that comes before the committee.
I was busy.
Thank you. Anything else before council this evening? Okay. Seeing none, we will adjourn. Thank you, everyone.
Or should we, Matt was busy.